Football is a game of moments and narratives. Every week, the NFL delivers stories that captivate fans and define careers. But some nights, the stakes feel even higher, and the drama unfolds in ways no one could predict. On a crisp November night in Landover, Maryland, a dramatic story unfolded beneath the stadium lights. The air was electric, the anticipation palpable, as two teams prepared to write the next chapter in their seasons. The Seattle Seahawks, led by new quarterback Sam Darnold, faced the Washington Commanders, desperate to end a losing streak that threatened to derail their year. Both teams had something to prove, and both quarterbacks carried the weight of expectation. This was Sunday Night Football, a national stage where legacies are made and where every play is magnified for millions watching at home. The pressure was immense, but so was the opportunity. 64,000 fans filled the stadium, their cheers echoing through the night, each one hoping to witness a turning point, a moment they'd remember for years to come. Darnold, on a redemption tour after a rocky start to his career, and Jayden Daniels, a young star with everything to prove, were the central figures. Their contrasting journeys set the stage for a night of high drama. The Seahawks entered at 5-2, determined to stay atop the NFC West and keep their playoff hopes alive. The Commanders, at 3-5, were fighting for their season, knowing a loss could spell disaster. Every snap was magnified under the bright lights. The tension was visible on every face, every movement charged with meaning. One quarterback delivered a flawless, career-defining half, orchestrating drives with poise and precision. The other suffered a devastating injury, a moment that silenced the crowd and changed the course of the game. The night was a showcase of football's highs and lows, triumph and heartbreak, hope and despair, all playing out in real time. The final score, 38-14, Seahawks, only told part of the story. Numbers on a scoreboard can't capture the emotion, the effort, or the heartbreak that unfolded. It didn't capture the surgical precision of Seattle's first-half assault, as Darnold found his rhythm and the offense clicked in perfect harmony, or the collective gasp as Washington's quarterback fell, a moment that left fans and teammates stunned and shifted the momentum irreversibly. For Seattle, it was a statement win, a message to the league that they were contenders. For Washington, it was a night of profound loss, both on the scoreboard and in spirit. This was more than a game. It was a turning point, a night that will be remembered for its drama, its emotion, and the way it changed the trajectory of two teams and two quarterbacks. When Seattle traded Geno Smith for Sam Darnold, many doubted the move. Critics questioned whether Darnold could ever live up to his first-round draft status, or if he was simply destined to be a backup. The city buzzed with uncertainty, and fans wondered if the Seahawks were taking a step backward. On Sunday night, Darnold silenced every critic. He didn't just play well, he put on a show that left fans and analysts speechless, rewriting the narrative in just 2 quarters. He played with confidence and command, orchestrating a flawless first half. Every snap, every audible, every decision seemed effortless, as if he'd been running this offense for years. Darnold completed all 16 of his passes for 282 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was locked in, reading the defense like a seasoned veteran and making the right call every time. A perfect passer rating, no mistakes, every throw on target. It was the kind of performance quarterbacks dream about, but rarely achieve on such a big stage. He spread the ball around, exploiting every weakness in Washington's defense. Tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, everyone got involved, making the offense unpredictable and unstoppable. This was not the Darnold of old, but a revitalized leader in a new system. He looked comfortable, confident, and completely in control, earning the trust of his teammates and coaches. He looked comfortable, delivering strikes under pressure and showing touch on every throw. Even when the pocket collapsed, Darnold kept his eyes downfield and made the right play. The Commanders, missing star corner Marshon Lattimore, had no answer. Their secondary was exposed, and their defensive scheme unraveled as Darnold picked them apart. Blitzes, coverage, nothing worked. Darnold turned the first half into his personal highlight reel. Every drive ended with points, and every throw seemed to raise the stakes. His brilliance demoralized the opposition and energized the Seahawks. The sideline erupted after every big play, feeding off Darnold's poise and execution. The stadium's energy faded with each touchdown. Seahawks fans roared, while Commanders supporters sat in stunned silence, unable to believe what they were witnessing. Seattle's sideline buzzed with confidence. Washington's looked on in disbelief. The momentum had shifted, and everyone in the building could feel it. It was a quarterback clinic and a defining moment for Darnold. Analysts called it one of the best halves of football they'd ever seen from a Seahawks quarterback. The Seahawks' dominant first half set the tone for the night. They played with swagger and belief, knowing they had a new leader at the helm. Darnold's performance was the single biggest reason Seattle flew home with a dominant victory. For one unforgettable half, he was everything the Seahawks hoped for, and more. Seattle's offense opened the game with methodical confidence. From the first snap, Sam Darnold was in rhythm, no hesitation, no uncertainty. He led a balanced drive, mixing short passes and runs, keeping Washington off balance. The Commanders' depleted defense struggled to disrupt Seattle's timing. Darnold found rookie Toryhorton for a crisp 4-yard touchdown, giving Seattle an early lead. The connection between Darnold and Horton would prove crucial all night. For Washington, it was a frustrating start. Their offense stalled against a fired-up Seattle defense. The inability to answer Seattle's opening score put immediate pressure on the Commanders. The contrast between the two opening drives was stark. Seattle's efficient, effortless drive showcased the potential of their new-look offense. Horton's emergence in place of the injured Cooper Kupp highlighted Seattle's depth. The first quarter ended with Seattle firmly in control. The home crowd was already uneasy. The second quarter was an all-out aerial assault by Seattle, a relentless display of offensive firepower that left fans and analysts alike in awe. The Seahawks came out of the huddle with confidence, executing their game plan with near perfection. Darnold continued his perfect streak, finding receivers with surgical precision. Every throw seemed effortless, as if he was in complete control of the field, and the defense was simply a formality. He hit Horton for a second touchdown, threading the needle between defenders and igniting the crowd with another electrifying play. Then, after a crucial Washington fumble, Darnold wasted no time. He capitalized on the turnover with a 26-yard strike to Elijah Arroyo, punishing the Commanders for their mistake and swinging momentum even further in Seattle's favor. The score ballooned to 21-0 in a flash, the Seahawks piling on points with ruthless efficiency and barely giving Washington a chance to breathe. Darnold then launched a deep ball to Cody White for a breathtaking 60-yard touchdown, a play that showcased both his arm strength and the speed of Seattle's receivers. The stadium erupted as White sprinted into the end zone, leaving defenders in his wake. 4 touchdown passes in a single half, still no incompletions. Darnold's stat line was flawless, and his confidence only seemed to grow with each possession. The Commanders were left reeling, unable to stop the onslaught. Their defense looked lost, searching for answers as Seattle's offense continued to dissect them. Seattle's offense was a perfect storm of execution. Washington's defense and special teams crumbled under the pressure, unable to match the Seahawks' intensity or precision. The crowd was stunned into silence as their team was dismantled. Hopes of a comeback faded with every passing minute, replaced by disbelief and frustration. Darnold's performance was ruthless and efficient, a masterclass in quarterback play that left no doubt about his command of the game. The game was decided in those 15 minutes, a testament to Seattle's preparation, Darnold's brilliance, and the team's unwavering focus on execution. The Seahawks built a massive lead with relentless efficiency, turning every opportunity into points and never letting up on the gas pedal. For Washington, the second quarter was a nightmare, a relentless barrage that exposed every weakness and left them searching for answers. For Seattle, it was a dream realized, a quarter that will be remembered as one of the most dominant in franchise history. Down 28-0, Washington needed a spark. Jayden Daniels took charge, using his legs to lead a gritty drive. Missing top receiver Terry McLaurin, Daniels willed his team downfield. He powered into the end zone for a 1-yard rushing touchdown, cutting the deficit to 28-7. The stadium briefly came alive. Hope flickered. But Seattle responded with cold efficiency. Darnold calmly led the Seahawks into field goal range before halftime. Seattle's kicker made it 31-7, nullifying Washington's momentum. The field goal was a psychological blow, re-establishing Seattle's dominance. The Commanders' hope was short-lived. Seattle entered halftime with a commanding 24-point lead. The Seahawks' mission in the second half was simple: protect the lead. Their defense shut down Washington's opening drive, forcing a quick punt. Seattle's offense shifted to a clock-consuming ground game, grinding out first downs. The drive ended with a goal-line tush-push touchdown by A.J. Barner, making it 38-7. The game was out of reach. The fourth quarter became a formality. Washington managed a late touchdown, but it was too little, too late. Seattle's damage was done in the first half. The second was about closing out. It was a complete four-quarter effort. The Seahawks showcased strength on both sides of the ball. Their maturity and discipline were evident. Seattle left no doubt about their dominance. Late in the fourth, tragedy struck. Jayden Daniels, fighting for pride, scrambled toward the goal line. He was tackled awkwardly, landing hard on his left arm. The stadium fell silent as medical staff rushed in. The injury was severe and immediately apparent. Players from both teams took a knee, concern replacing competition. Daniels was carted off, his season in serious jeopardy. He had been Washington's engine, leading in passing and rushing. Losing him was a cruel blow to a struggling franchise. The Commanders' outlook, already bleak, now looked even grimmer. The night ended with heartbreak in Landover. Seattle's 6-2 start is the result of bold decisions. Trading Geno Smith and signing Sam Darnold was a gamble. Darnold, once inconsistent, has become a revelation. His efficient, confident play has transformed the Seahawks offense. Against Washington, 21 of 24, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns. Seattle now boasts a vertical passing threat and a balanced attack. The team that missed the playoffs last year looks like a contender. The coaching staff built a system for Darnold to thrive. Seattle's fourth straight road win validates their off-season strategy. The gamble on Darnold has paid off. Seattle is reaping the rewards. As the dust settled, Seattle and Washington's paths diverged. The Seahawks' 38-14 win affirmed their status as NFC contenders. Tied atop the NFC West, they look like true Super Bowl threats. Darnold's elite play has injected new life into the franchise. Seattle's playoff hopes are thriving. They're now a force to be reckoned with. For Washington, the loss was devastating. At 3-6, their season spirals, and Daniels' injury is a crushing blow. The Commanders must now navigate without their leader. Their playoff hopes have all but vanished. As Seattle soars, Washington faces a painful, uncertain future.